Hello friends, comment ça va? Welcome to Cajun Charles, your place for Cajun cooking and a little storytelling. Hello friends, today Cajun Charles is going to do a simple dish. It's just brown chicken and gravy. And we'd serve that gravy over rice and have a little potato salad with it. And today I'm going to have some field peas with it. But before we get started, I got to tell you a little bit about Boudreaux and Thibodeau. Boudreaux and Marie, they've been married for 25 years. And before he went home on his anniversary, he didn't know what he was going to do for Marie. So he's sitting there at Fred's Lounge in downtown Mamou, and he's having a drink. Well, in comes his friend Thibodeau, and he sees Boudreaux sitting there. And he said, Boudreaux, what you doing here isn't today your anniversary? He says, oh yeah, me and Marie been married 25 years, and I just don't know what to give her. And Thibodeau said, look, Boudreaux, I know you and Marie, and for 25 years, Marie's been boss, her. What you need to do is go home and tell Marie, sit her down and tell her from now on, you're going to be boss. Things are going to change. So Boudreaux, he thought for a second. He said, you know, Thibodeau, I think that's not a bad idea. I think I'm going to do that, me. So he finished drinking his beer, and he walked out. He'd go home. And as soon as he got in his house, he said, hey, Marie, where are you, Shy? And Marie said, what you want, Boudreaux? He said, Shy, you come in here right now. I got something to tell you today on our anniversary. So Marie come in, and he said, you sit down right there in that chair. He said, look, all these years we've been married, you've been boss, it's time to make a change. And he says, I'm going to be boss from now on. Well, about a week or so later, Thibodeau walked into the bar there at Fred's Lounge, and there's old Boudreaux sitting there. And he come over there, and he sat next to him. He said, hey, Boudreaux, how you doing? He says, oh, I'm okay, me. He said, did you give Marie her anniversary present? He says, oh, yeah, I did just what you said. I went home, and I called her in the kitchen. I sat her down at the table, and I told her I was going to be boss. He said, well, good, Boudreaux. He said, what did Marie say? He said, well, she didn't say too much. You know, he says, I didn't see her for about 3 days. Mean she left you for 3 days? Oh. He said, no. He said, when the swelling in this right eye went down a little bit, I could see her. So there you go. Boudreaux and Thibodeau. All right, so today we're going to do a little brown chicken and gravy. And so what we're going to have over here is pretty simple. We're just going to have some chicken. I'm going to put a little seasoning on it. You can do black pepper, red pepper, and salt, or you can get your favorite Cajun seasoning. And then I got one of my pots right here that we're going to put our chicken in here in a second. Started to heat it up a little bit. I'm going to season my chicken. I use my Cajun Charles seasoning, of course. And we're going to put a little olive oil. Growing up, we just used regular vegetable oil, but nowadays, everybody wants to be more healthy. Put a little olive oil in the bottom of the pot. We're going to let it get hot. Now don't put your oil too hot. I'd say just short of medium, because you want to brown the chicken for a little while in the oil. Let's see if it's, there we go. Just so it's making a little sizzle. We don't want it splattering everywhere. I was seasoning one side, turn it on the down side, and put a little seasoning on the other side. And while this is doing a little browning here, my cooking my olive oil, I'm gonna go over here and cut up some potatoes. I'm gonna have me a little potato salad with this. And also I'm gonna open up a can of field peas. I really like field peas. They're like a smaller version of the black-eyed peas. So I'll be back with you shortly. Our selection of field peas here in Lexington, Kentucky is limited, but here I can get these seasoned field peas and snaps. There's my field peas. Then my chicken's been browning for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to turn it over on the other side. And again, like I say, keep the temperature low, but we're not in a hurry. Not in a hurry. I've got one more side over here. I can squeeze it in right there. There we go. Put a little seasoning on it. I got one more leg. I'm going to squeeze them in right there. Get in there, you. Okay. I got all my chicken. Now we're going to let that brown some more. About another 10-15 minutes before we turn these other two pieces over. So I'll get back with you. In the meantime, I've got my water for my rice going. I got my field peas cooking. I got my little pot of potato salad going. I'll be ready to eat in about an hour or so. I'll check back with you. All right. Our chicken's been browning for about 15 minutes, maybe 20. I flipped it over once, but as you can see, it's got a little brown texture to it. So now we're ready to turn the burner down. We're going to take the chicken out. As you can see, you've got some of the chicken stuck to the bottom, some of the seasoning. This is called a little gratin. We don't want to get rid of that. We like that. That's good for helping us make our gravy. Now we don't want to keep all this oil in here. We don't want that much oil. We're going to get rid of most of it. Okay. So as you can see, we got the gratin down there at the bottom. Now that we got the burner turned down a little bit, we want to add some water to it. And take a little spatula and remove some of this gratin down there at the bottom. This helps make a really good gravy. Sometimes if your pot's big enough and you don't fill it up like I did with chicken, you can do this while your chicken is frying. Makes it a little bit easier, but this does the same thing. And once while it's cooking, again, you want to kind of keep that off the bottom. Helps with the gravy. All right, we got most of it off the bottom of the pot. Now we're going to put our chicken back in the pot. Like I said earlier, this is a pretty simple recipe. You don't, no Trinity, none of that stuff, just chicken and your favorite seasoning. Brown it in a little olive oil. Now we want to add some more water. I got 2 cups of water here. As you can see, it's already starting to make a nice gravy. Now we're going to put it on medium, put our cover on it, and let it cook. But you got to remember to check it at about every 10 or 15 minutes because that water is going to boil down and evaporate, and you need to add a little bit more while it's cooking. And you probably want to do this for about the next 45 minutes, and it should be ready. So I'll check back with you. Okay, it's been cooking about 30 minutes. It's starting to look pretty good. Now I like the texture of my gravy. Some people like it thin. I've added a little bit of flour earlier. What I do is instead of just the flour, I put flour and water together and mix it, because if you just put just the flour in it, it tends to clump and it makes it a little harder. So I'll mix up like a cup of flour with a cup of water, mix it together, and add it to the gravy. I've already added a little bit, so I'm going to let it cook some more. And I'll probably add some more water to it and let it cook a little bit longer. I'll check back with you, but it's looking good. Okay, friends, it's been roughly 45-50 minutes since we started this. Oh, there it is, brown chicken and gravy. Time to serve it up. You can see there, look at that. Chicken it's falling off the bone. A little rice here. Some of my field peas. Little potato salad. As you can tell, I like potato salad with just about all my dishes. And then we're going to have some chicken. There you go, my friends. That's your typical Cajun dish with a brown chicken and gravy, little field peas, and a little potato salad. Time for me to eat it. Au revoir, bonsoir. Hello, friends. If you would like to ride along with me in my P-Row and learn some more about my Cajun cooking and hear a few more of my Cajun stories, click the subscribe button below. And if you would like to know when I've docked my little P-Row and ready to cook and tell stories, hit the little bell. Merci beaucoup.